Overcome your laziness, a wisdom story. In a quiet town surrounded by dusty hills and olive trees, there lived a young man named Samir. The town was not poor, nor was it rich. Life there moved slowly, like the shadow of clouds drifting across the ground. People worked, rested, laughed, and worried in equal measure. Yet among them, Samir stood out, not because of talent or strength, but because of delay. Samir was not foolish. In fact, he was clever, curious, and full of dreams. He often spoke of becoming a writer, a teacher, or even starting a small business. His mind was sharp and his ideas were bright. But there was one problem that followed him like a silent companion: laziness. Every morning, Samir would wake up with plans. He would say, "Today I will begin." But the bed felt warm, the air felt heavy, and time felt endless. "I will start after breakfast," he told himself. After breakfast, he said, "I will start in the afternoon." By evening, he would sigh and whisper, "Tomorrow will be better." Days turned into weeks and weeks into years. One afternoon, while wandering aimlessly near the edge of town, Samir noticed an old man sitting beside a broken well. The man was thin, his clothes simple, but his eyes were clear and steady. He was repairing a cracked bucket with careful hands. Curious, Samir approached him. "Why fix that old bucket?" Samir asked. "It looks useless." The old man smiled gently. "It carries water," he replied. "As long as it can do that, it has value." Samir sat beside him without realizing why. Something about the old man's calm presence felt different. "What do you do all day?" Samir asked. "I work," the old man said simply. "But you are old," Samir said. "Shouldn't you be resting?" The old man tied the rope around the bucket and looked at Samir. "Rest feels sweet only to those who have earned it. Otherwise, it becomes a prison." The words struck Samir like a quiet thunder. The old man continued, "Tell me, young man, what weighs on your heart?" Samir hesitated, then laughed nervously. "Nothing serious. I just don't feel ready to work yet." The old man nodded, as if he had heard this answer many times. "Laziness does not come from weakness of the body," he said. "It comes from confusion of the mind." Samir frowned. "What do you mean? Laziness?" The old man said, "Is fear wearing comfortable clothes, fear of failing, fear of starting, fear of discovering your limits." Samir felt exposed, as though the man had looked straight into his thoughts. The old man stood up slowly and pointed toward the hills. "Do you see that narrow path?" he asked. "Yes," Samir replied. "I walk it every morning." The old man said, "It is steep and tiring. Some days my legs ache. Some days my breath is short. But I walk it anyway." "Why?" Samir asked. "Because each step reminds me that I am alive." The old man said, "If I wait for motivation, I will never move. Action creates motivation, not the other way around." That night, Samir could not sleep. The old man's words echoed in his mind. Action creates motivation. For the first time, Samir realized that he had been waiting for a feeling that never came. The next morning, instead of waiting for the perfect mood, Samir stood up immediately. His body protested, his mind complained, but he remembered the bucket, cracked yet useful. He decided to begin with one small task, just one. He cleaned his room. It was not heroic. It was not impressive. But when he finished, something changed. The room felt lighter, and so did his mind. The next day, he wrote one page. The day after that, he helped his neighbor. Slowly, step by step, Samir learned a powerful truth. Laziness grows when fed by delay, but it shrinks when faced with movement. Weeks later, Samir returned to the broken well, hoping to find the old man. The well was quiet. The bucket was gone. Only footprints remained in the dust. Samir smiled. He finally understood the lesson. Laziness is not defeated by waiting for inspiration. It is defeated by discipline, by small actions, and by choosing effort over comfort. The hardest step is always the first, but once taken, the path reveals itself. From that day on, Samir stopped asking, "Do I feel like doing this?" Instead, he asked, "What is the next right step?" And with each step, he moved closer to the life he once only dreamed about. Lesson: do not wait to feel ready. Begin while you are uncertain. Action is the cure for laziness, and progress is built one small step at a time.